With Trump now aligning with Russia in the name of peace, quotation marks, is it genuine or is this just classic US strategy which proves Mr. Kissinger right that to be an enemy of the US is dangerous, but to be a friend is fatal? Well, is Mr. Trump aligning with Russia in the name of peace? No. Mr. Trump is trying to fulfill the promise he made to his voters that he will end the war. And it's just the way it is, that the only way to end the war is to end the war with the lines of the map essentially where they are, which means Russia gets what it wants. If Mr. Trump does not give Mr. Putin what Mr. Putin has always sought from day one of the war, then the war will continue, and then Mr. Putin may actually roll over Ukraine and take more than half of Ukraine, or who knows, the whole of it. Do you want that? The Russian military has grown stronger the past 3 years. Historically, if you know Russian history, they never start a war well. They initially are caught kind of unprepared, even if they have started the hostilities. And the first few months they don't do really well, but then they slowly start getting better and better. This is what history tells us. And today, Russia's military is a lean, mean fighting machine. Their entire economy is now a war economy. Their production lines are pushing out arms, ammunitions, everything. They are in great shape. And there's no European nation that can withstand the might of the Russian military right now. And I don't think Mr. Putin has any ambitions of taking any nation outside of Ukraine, west of Ukraine. I don't think he has any such uh, dreams or ambitions. He's not harboring any such ambitions. So the best way to have peace today is to let Russia win this war and achieve their objectives. And in exchange, you get guarantees from Russia that Russia will not expand westwards. And then you can have some kind of deal that you will have peacekeepers in Ukraine, in the non-Russian part of Ukraine, and a neutral regime, which means Zelensky goes. And some other safeguards will be put in place by NATO in the NATO nations west of Ukraine. That sort of arrangement will have to be negotiated and agreed between the US and Russia. So Trump is not doing this in the name of peace. He's not aligning with Russia. He's ending the war, which is good for the world. Peace is what everyone wants. Mr. Modi has been saying this since 2022. This is not a time for war. We need peace. So finally, we are going to have that. So this is a genuine thing he's doing. He's not doing it because he loves Russia and loves Putin or is a great fan of Putin. He does respect Putin, obviously. A world leader would be stupid not to respect Putin, right? So now coming to Mr. Kissinger's quote, the late Mr. Kissinger did say that to be an enemy of the US is dangerous, but to be a friend is fatal. Generally, when he was referring to friends, he was talking about vassals. Saddam Hussein was one of those vassals, one of those friends. Muammar Gaddafi in the past, to some extent. Osama bin Laden fought on behalf of the US in Afghanistan. We know what happened to all these gentlemen. So Zelensky is in that league. So your quote is appropriate. It's apt, but it's apt for Ukraine and for Zelensky. Zelensky has been, you could say, on the receiving end of US friendship. And Ukraine as a nation has been the past 3 years on the receiving end of US friendship. And now there's going to be a price to pay. You're going to lose your territory, about 20% roughly, give or take, of Ukrainian territory. And Ukraine will lose its natural mineral wealth. And we'll see what else it loses. So yeah, it's all kind of fatal for Ukraine. And for Zelensky, who knows? We'll see what happens, what fate has in store for Zelensky.